AskReddit, why do you like to be alone? I can be myself. I never know which version of myself I am when I have to socialize. I always feel terrible afterwards and scrutinize what I said or did. I feel mentally discombobulated. When I am alone, there's no stress. I like myself more. Man. Shifting personalities is such a trip. At work I'm talkative. In class I don't say a word. With my friends I'm a dumbass. With my family I'm silly. At the store I'm anxious. And when I'm alone I just feel natural. In my opinion, it is nice to be alone every now and then, as it is allowing you to self-reflect and enjoy some quality time with yourself. However, in a more permanent level, I have seen it wrecking my mood and leading me to a state close to depression. Balance does the trick for me. I agree with this. Too much thinking solitude can get me in a solemn mood. Solitude is comforting. When I'm alone I don't have to be scared to be myself and I don't have to pretend I'm feeling fine all the time. This is such a good explanation. People who don't get it always wonder what introverted people do that make them enjoy solitude. Nothing. It's not about what you do when you're alone. It's about how being alone makes you feel. For me anyway. Like you said, I am in a constant state of calm and peace. I don't have to think about anyone else or think about what I should say. I am just me. In the present moment. Calm and self-aware and happy. My friends are annoying sometimes. It's good to take breaks. I like to rotate around. Mine are super obnoxious sometimes. Have to tell them to shut up every once in a while. I liked having multiple friend groups. I'm not annoying anyone. This hits home. Shout out to the crippling fear of and constant feeling that you're bothering other people just by existing, so you have to bottle up 90% of your personality, which then feels incredibly exhausting. So despite sometimes enjoying people, you spend way more time alone than you should, gang. Because it's nice to be alone with your thoughts and enjoy alone time. Definitely agree. I don't feel as if I truly process new information or circumstances until I've been alone. You put into words how I didn't even know I felt. People are exhausting. I tend to believe all people have two gas tanks. One that can only be filled up by the company of those you truly connect with. And one that can only be filled up by time alone. And they are different sizes for different people. Indeed. As Murakami wrote, in this world, there are things you can only do alone. And things you can only do with somebody else. It's important to combine the two in just the right amount. I hate the stress of having to constantly be present in mind when I'm with other people. I love being able to space out and sit in silence and just be in my own head. Being around people for extended periods of time drains me and I need a day to myself to reset. I constantly space out in public because I am the same and just don't love chatting. Mingling. My best friend can always tell when I'm mentally checked out and brings me back to reality. It is the least stressful condition to be in. I will never understand codependent people. Being alone is the one time you can literally do what you want and completely be yourself. No one to shoot down your plans and no hearing opinions from people. Alone time is bliss. Human interaction is ducking exhausting. Isn't that the truth? I'm always mentally and physically tired after being around others. It's quiet. I'm not legally required to say thanks for the gold's kind strangers. But I did accidentally in this sentence, so there you go. The older I get, the more I hate ruckus. Being around a group of people is awkward since I don't really talk to people I don't know. I don't have to worry about other people. I can do whatever I want whenever I want. Right now I'm planning on getting dressed and taking a leisurely stroll through the park. Smoke a joint and get a taco. No time frame. I'll get there when I get there. I'll get back when I get back. Then I'll do whatever I want for the rest of the night. Alternatively, last time I was at my friend's and they had the radio on and it was the worst ducking station around. Introversion and social anxiety make human contact a terrible experience. The crafty thing is a big part of me loves and craves social interaction. But sometimes that social anxiety hits hard and I'll just feel like I can't be in the same room as other people. It hits hardest at loud parties where people are talking and interacting and there's a lot of conversations going on at once. I want to be a part of it, but sometimes I have to duck out for air. And when I'm in there I just have trouble mingling. It feels like you're trying to talk but there's like some weird danger you can't ignore and it keeps interrupting my train of thought. There's that perfect balance for me with a chill party where I'm talking to like 1 or 2 or 3 people and can relax. But I feel like it's not often I get that. I do manage to force myself to go out and hang out with groups but I know I avoid a lot more social interaction than I normally would if I didn't have that anxiety. Sometimes I'll skip out on something and just get kind of depressed that I couldn't push myself through it and just handle it. And it just feels crappy staying at home. And sometimes I'll go to a party and get depressed because I want to have fun and interact but I just can't. It's a catch-22, either stay home and hate myself for it. Or go out and hate myself for not enjoying what I want to enjoy. Because I don't know how to interact with people well. I've always been that way. Would rather enjoy my own company for countless hours than be around people and feel the need to leave after a while. Edit. Bruh, why has this blown up? Thanks for 10,000 upvotes. I am just like you but my parents are always forcing me to stay longer than I feel comfortable and I end up hating hanging out with my friends. Any tips to hang out willingly more often? Because I don't like small talk and I don't like loud people. I love to daydream. I daydream vividly. All the time. To the point where something is probably wrong with me. I daydream when I'm with other people but I'm better at it when I'm alone. Because I need my peace and quiet. So I can get crap done. So I can fart in peace. I'm a mix between an introvert and an extrovert. I like spending time and talking to other people. But I can only recharge my energy when I am alone. So if I have to socialize for 2 to 3 days in a row, I would make an effort to spend the next day completely alone to get back into good headspace. Because I get tired from socializing. There are many more of us than people realize. Gregarious introverts. I'm a bit of a widow and I like being alone because I don't have to explain why I said something or did something. I feel like when I'm around people that I have to significantly tone down my personality. Which can get pretty exhausting. I like to be alone with my thoughts. I am a deep thinker and like to have time to figure things out on my own. Zero drama. False. I have imaginary arguments all the time. Me too. And I usually, although not always, win my imaginary arguments. It's peaceful and I don't have to be hyper aware of everything around me. I do what I want without having to be considerate of others. I have really sensitive hearing. I wear earplugs but it is only a dampener. I have noise cancelling headphones but it is only a dampener. And people are loud. I'm happy with my own company and when I clean my house it stays clean. I don't like dealing with crap that's just ducking dumb, like people reading too much into crap and just being really dialed into societal boundaries. I am my own best friend. I don't have to explain or justify myself to anyone else. I can do what I like. With whom I like. If I want to play on my piece for 420 HRS there is no one telling me to stop. Having been married then divorced for nearly 40 plus years, being on my own is a blast. I also just love being at home. I don't miss working. As that was very stressful being around people and all that entails. Now I can invite people into my space when I want to. Being retired is the most awesome thing. I can jam out to my music without judgment. I feel pretty lonely all the time. When I'm around people I feel alienated because I don't seem very happy and I'm really distant and quiet. Which causes others to question me and put me on the spot. It's just my personality. Nothing is bothering me. It reached the point where I've lost friends and had to put on a fake personality so people didn't think I was weird. Which adds to the loneliness. I like to be alone because I can feel comfortable about being myself. I don't have to worry about being called a downer, melodramatic, or suicidal. For the record, I am not considering suicide. Because I am a shy introvert and I get awkward with people easily. People are overwhelming to me. I can do the random things that are deemed unacceptable to do in public. Don't have to worry about people seeing me scratching my boob or undoing a wedgie. I hate having to switch between all of my friends' sense of humor every time I talk to them. Also, playing video games is much better. Wow, you are so wonderful for listening. Hit like button and subscribe for more daily stories.